What is up, YouTube? Today we're back with another Guild War video, and we are actually fighting against Talentless3. Now, Talentless3 is basically XTL1, right? A lot of the members, I'd say probably half of them were in TL1, if not the previous season, but at some point. So a lot of their defenses are actually quite, I'd say, trappy still. So very tough guild to fight. But yeah, we'll see. We'll try to keep it clean and try to go 3-0. And yeah, I know a lot of people, or not maybe a lot, but some people, oh, why is Talentless not rank 1? Well, the simple fact is we didn't full clear the previous war due to some unfortunate circumstances like disconnect and miscommunication and stuff like that. But I guess that's only going to set us up for a greater comeback, I guess. But yeah, interesting, I guess interesting video for today. If you guys do enjoy, please drop a like and comment below, as it'll really help me with the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already. And let's just jump straight into it. Alright, so for our first attack of today, we're going to be hitting Chizuki 7. And they're running Nakwal DDR Yufin, one of its standard defenses ever since DDR got buffed from last season. Now, I'm going to be going with LRK here, which is going to be on Holy Sacrifice, Speed Immunity. Immunity here is not really important, but just having Holy Sac is really important, just in case if Yufin does pop and kill him. It'll come clutch where he can get another S3 off. Now, Benimaru is going to be on Tachi so that he can get the immunity, but more importantly, he's going to be getting the attack buff, and you just want to run him a little bit of bulk, speed pen. You don't really need a whole lot of damage because you're likely going to be death breaking, and even if you don't, you're going to be able to rip a Crow S3 and that Yufin is basically dead. And then we're going to be running Destina on Release Imprint since we don't really need to stack ER on her that much. And we're going to be running Idle Cheer just so that any S1s coming in from Monk is going to be CR pushing your Benimaru so that he gets infinite turns and reset the Fighting Spirit. For bottom, it's Kairon, Fumir, and Gala. So you could maybe look to tank this down with something like a TRG or a Crow or Karina with like a Roana on Proof of Valor with Protection Set or something into the Kairon. But that's giving Fumir an option to actually play the game, right? You're letting Fumir run her passive, Death Break and Sleepy for 2 turns where things can get really, really dicey. So I'm going to offer a more, I guess, safer option in terms of round cleaving. Now, obviously, Kairon is going to be fire, so I'm going to be running with my Ran. Now, I know I should probably have 5 more crit chance, but let's just say that it is 85 crit, okay? And then our Ludwig's going to be 260 speed on speed and crit sets because I don't have fast enough torrent gear and just holding book. And then the alien is going to be on a bit of a tankier build. You just want to run high EHP with Unseen Observer. So the idea for this comp is basically, instead of running like a standard DPS Elena, this is not so much of a DPS check because obviously these 2 units are quite squishy. This is more so whether or not your Alien can tank the Kairon S3 when you kill the other 2 units. Because Rand's going to S2 Soulburn S3 into Ludwig Soulburn S1 into the Gala into S3. The Gala is pretty much dead, and the Fumir is pretty much dead, even if we don't Death Break with Rand. But the Elena must tank that Rand if, say, it's a bit tankier and the Rand doesn't strip him. You don't want to be in a situation where you just get cucked by the crowd or the Kairon constantly countering after your Alien dives to his S3. So that's why I have her on a bit of a tankier build. But yeah, it should be pretty clean, so let's go ahead. Alright, so it's 17.7k Nostalgic Music Box Nakwal. And now our we do get reset, but it's fine. So we're gonna get the CR bar for the rest of the guilds. Now, we don't have S3 available just because the Benimaru is reset, so we're gonna S3 with LRK after, and everything should be fine, I think. Yeah, we're just on best one here.
This won't hurt.
So DDR hopefully doesn't land on our Destina. It did not land. Okay, all good. So Yufin's gonna move. It's going to also wake up our LRK. Sorry for the desktop notification. So LRK is gonna dump S3. She could counter here potentially. She's on Proof of Valor actually. So that's actually, I would say, good for us, right? Because it's not Holy Sac where it can come back and fuck us. So Nako's gonna get the push onto, or sorry, we're gonna get the push from Idle Cheer. We're gonna dump S3. Now it kind of sucks that the Yufin actually got immunity from music blocks. Okay. Man, that's actually pretty bad. If he didn't get immunity, then we just dump S3 and we kill, right? But now we're kind of put into a position where we're kind of flipping the dice. Let's think about this. If I S3 DDR and I kill, I give one more fighting spirit stack. It's not Elber's, so that I can't get fighting spirit. And then Knockwall obviously just presses S2 into Destina. We get Idle Shear, we S1, we have souls maybe shortly. If I S3 into Yuffie and I double proc, she gets fighting spirit right away. Into S3, into S1, into another S1, into LRK might die. Oh boy, this is bad. What's the play here? Ugh. We also can't get an S3 off Crow yet. But we can let the Holy Sac, we can let the LRK die with Holy Sac, right? And come back. Yeah, okay, and then I'm gonna play for that angle. I'm gonna go for the DDR here, go for the kill. And then it's not gonna have 100 fighting spirit here. We probably would have killed through proof, to be fair. So we're gonna hold one turn. So we're just gonna S1 onto the Knockwall here. And that's gonna give us speed buff. We get reset, we get barrier. We also get Tachi here. Honestly, I think we say fuck the bullshit. We go for S1. But if I don't kill, is it fine? If I don't kill, I probably don't cut. If I sorry guys, I need to think about this. If I S1 and I don't kill and it counters, it life steals, she S3s into S2s, into LRK, still reset. However, we do get idle cheer push, so it might not be that bad. Okay, yeah, let's just S1. Oh, it countered? Okay. So we got idle cheer from the counter, and then this is gonna push as well. So then now we have Souls of Soulburn S1, and I think the Yuffie will just die. So, okay. Perfect. Okay, I think we played this perfectly. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. The idle cheer just pushes way too much for him. So now I just S1 this, and then I just Soulburn S1, and then everything is gonna be fine. So this dies, and then we just dump S3 afterwards. Okay, so this dies. Alright, so I got outsped.
I'm in danger.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. I just had to tell the rest of the guild because he outsped me with Kayron and he didn't kill me. Wow.
I'll show you the path to victory.
Interesting.
I always give my all.
Well, that's completely deserved. I absolutely deserve this win, right? Absolutely.
No.
And we stripped the... Wow. Wow. Wow, all I can say is just wow. Like a boss, actually. We just tanked it like a boss. Alright. Well, I mean, he was fast, but thankfully he wasn't also high damage, so that's good news. So, alright. That's nice and clean. So, let's move on to the next one. Alright, so for the second attack, we'll be hitting Ironbrew, and the defense is going to be Luna, Zio, Alencia. Now, this one's going to be a bit challenging because one of the concerns is we don't know if it's going to be like a slow Zio, if it's a fast Alencia, if it's a fast Luna, if it has a lot of damage, if it's on Tachi, Snow Crystal, there's maybe like a counter Sigurd build. There's just a lot of different builds that this Luna can be on. Not to mention, Luna also has a anti-crit built into her kit, so it makes it a little bit difficult to do something, say like a Pavel, C Pavel, and then a bait, right? like Gloomy Rain or something like that. So what I'm gonna go with is I'm gonna go with Emoken, because Luna without crit basically does nothing. Alencia with no crit does basically nothing. And I don't. This doesn't really look like a tower that's kind of like non-crit, something like a Shu or Candy or Yuffie. So I'm gonna go with Crow on Holy Sacrifice here. This is gonna be my fastest unit to tank this Zio S3, and he's gonna have Holy Sacrifice. So in the case that it is Zio S3 into Luna S3, because Luna is gonna target random if everyone's full HP. But if the Luna is targeting someone that has lower HP, in this case, if Crow tanks in S3, he can come back and then drop a horse, right? And then he'll have infinite value. Not to mention he's a water unit, so Alenci's gonna be targeting him permanently. So that's kind of one of the main reasons why we would take him over, say, something like Yulha, right? Now, Doris is going to be on Protection Set on Water's Origin. Now, I thought a lot about this one in terms of how we want to go about it. And obviously, when you have a Soul Weaver on a Protection Set, it's not the best value, to be honest, just because their HP is a bit lower. But we kind of need as much mitigation as possible, so we want to give a little bit more extra love to our Crow so that he can tank a little bit more damage if needed. And also, the Emoken is just going to have a little bit more survivability as well in case it is going to be Luna randomly targeting him, right? Now, Emoken is a little bit squishy here. Now, normally in Guild War, you want to have an Emoken that has basically no ER. But the main issue is if Alencia Death breaks him and then something wrong happens, you can really lose, right? Now, there's a chance that the Alencia, it does have high effectiveness, but the chances of it death breaking, at least we can cover some bases, right? So the idea basically is, in theory, is Zio S3 goes into Crow, Luna S3 goes into Crow, we dump a Crow S3 into the Luna, Alencia presses S3, goes into Crow, Emma can basically just wipe the show, and we have Death Buff and we have Cleanse. So we should be relatively okay in the circumstances. The bottom team is also a little bit scary because it's Ran, Lily's Candy. So I'm going to be going with Elena here. So Elena's going to be on a 250 ER build on the Cleanse EE on S3 on Magahara's Tomb. Now, she does also have immunity. Now, if you can build Elena on immunity, you absolutely should, because having that immunity plus that high ER is basically just an extra check that the enemy is going to have to pass. So not only are they passing the ER check, they're also passing on the check out whether they strip your immunity or not. So we have the fast Selena here, obviously, and then we have Aras on Protection Set, who's going to be on Aureus. Now, again, his stats are not great. I think you could probably get maybe like 27, 28k, but honestly, I think you'll be fine. I think Elena is going to be the star of the show. And let's just say, in theory, they do have enough effectiveness to land on my Elena, whether it be Lilius with the push EE on high effectiveness, or if it's Ran that lands, Stigma or something like that. We're still going to be okay, because if they have high effectiveness, they're not going to have that much damage, right? It's not going to be like a super fast Candy either, so it should be okay. And then obviously we have Ras, because we need to tank RNLs from the Ras. Emelandi's going to be on Sacred Site, Destro Pen. Now, most of the time, we're on Tachi or Golden Rose to impact on the damage. But Lone Crescent Bologna on this circumstance, when she's a solo carry, she's probably going to need Sacred Scythe. And I know a lot of you in the comments are going to be like, oh, like, LCB, Sacred Scythe is best in slot, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't disagree. I think from RTA perspective, for sure. But in cases where maybe you're fighting things like Senya, where you need immunity in the opening turn, or where you just need the extra damage because you have mitigation, like, Arrowwell that doesn't get stripped, then you can resonate on the Golden Rose, right? But when you really need that survivability and really that 1v3 potential in this type of, I guess, team, you'd probably want to go Sacred Scythe. Anyways, long enough rant. Let's go into it. We should be clean, so let's go ahead. Alright, so it's Hellcutter Luna. Oh, it's like a really... Oh, that's kind of scary. So we tank the... We grab the CR bar here. So we grab the CR bar here, and then Alencia's going to press S3 and get 50 CR push, and she's on the... increased damage EE, it looks like. And Luna's on the... counter EE. So it's safe to say this is probably a counter Luna. There's a counter Luna on Hellcutter. Wow, this is kind of scary. I guess in this case I'll probably hit Alencia to try to provoke her. Okay, we missed.
I was going to let you off easy.
Prayer of Solitude Alencia, 23k HP. We would counter. Not very squishy.
Will no longer hide.
Honestly, in most cases, I would probably say we S2, but I actually okay, wait. If I S3, Alencia is gonna take a turn first into Crow. Zio is gonna go into the Doris because Luna has really low, really base speed, right? So Alencia is gonna take a turn in front of the Luna. So if I S3 Emoken to drop an S3, the Death Break, it doesn't really give us that much value. We do want the Crow to have lowest HP so that we get value off the Holy Sack, so that when the Luna does S3, it targets the lowest HP. So in theory, I think S2 is probably the play. Because if we S2, even if we get Death Broken and we tank an S1 from the Alencia, we should still live, just because we saw its Prayer of Solitude, so we know it's probably really high damage and not super high effectiveness. Yeah, so it's probably S2 Doris, Alencia S1, Luna S3 into Crow, come back Holy Sack, she's gonna S1. Hopefully it doesn't kill. Oh, that's bad. If it kill... Well, no, we have a chance of provoking with Emboken, right? Okay, we have to play for that chance. Okay, we're gonna S2. So this is gonna go into our Doris. Doesn't matter. So Alencia, this is the big moment here. Alencia S1, Death Break? No Death Break. Okay. Provoke? No provoke. S1. Okay, not enough. Okay, this Luna has like quite a few stacks of Hellcutter. 7 stacks. Does it kill our Crow? It does not. Okay, and we provoke. Okay, good. Okay. I think we're safe. We S3. We Death Break. I can just S3 the Alencia. Everything else is baited into the Emoken right now, so it's fine. We guarantee kill Alencia. Wow, that's an interesting dual attack. Not quite dead. And I think on this turn we're probably going to heal. Drop an S3 on the Emoken here, because I want to make sure he doesn't die. So we drop a heal on the Emoken. We have Death Buff and Vigor full HP. Like, I would like to believe I don't die, right? Anyways, I think we just go for the Soulburn S1 on Luna to guarantee the kill. And then we can just press the Crow S2. And obviously, like, this is dead now, right? Okay, well, it's dead now. Okay. A bit stressful, but it might also be overthinking, but a bit stressful. Bastion of Perlucia, Lilius, 9023 round, Silver Rain. Bastion of Perlucia, Lilius? What was the trap? So it landed. Get the CR. Okay, so it is it is the CR push EE. Oh, this is probably a... Oh, I see what it is. Okay. So the idea on this one is basically high effectiveness round for the Stigma to land on Elena, and then the EE pushes up, and then S3 with high attack Landy. So since we actually dispel 2 debuffs, we're pretty much safe now, so it's fine. But that's why you need to have the... you see how he stripped my immunity? Actually, I don't know if he stripped my immunity. I need to watch the pod back. But that's why it's really important to have the immunity, because if you don't have the immunity, I can get really sus. Okay. Normally, I would say go for S3 on the Candy, but... Is it better if I go S3 Candy, or is it better if I S3 Ran? If I S3 Candy and get countered. We don't know the artifact yet. If I S3 this, I get AoE Vigor. But the main concern would be the aggro is going to go into LCB perma. I think... Bastion of Perlucia. Do I think this guy can tank an S3 and then a ARAS S2 and pull the dual attack? Or do I just play for the Vigor? I know it can't RNL. Okay, no, I'm gonna go for the candy.
Rude,
He already showed his hand, right? He already showed his hand, which means it can't be RNL Ran.
good for you.
So,
If I must fight.
excuse me. I know for sure that it's not RNL Ran, so we should be relatively safe. So now I'm gonna go for S2 because I saw the bulk, right? My S3 did more than half. This guarantee kills. Now Ran permanently goes into the ARAS, and now I don't have a potential. I don't have a chance of losing to Candy getting pulled by Lilies over and over, and then LCB can just win me the game. Yeah, okay. I think we played that perfectly.
Should we get started?
We just press S3 here just so we can heal a little bit and get defense buff. Okay. And then we just S1. We're going to Soul Burn S1 on the next turn on the LCB, and then it's basically over at this point.
Is that all?
So we Soul Burn S1, dead. Okay. Wow, that one was definitely a bit more of a... That required a lot more brain. But yeah, pretty good defense from Ambrew, honestly. Very good defense. But yeah, let's move on to the last attack for today then. So for our third attack, we'll be hitting Atro. Obviously, longtime friend, and was in TL1. Pretty sad that he's not here anymore. But anyways, we're going to be scouting him. So it's going to be Nako, DDR, and AU Fiend. So we already did the scout in the previous video, but this is the last tower that needs to be scouted. So I'm going to do what's got to be done. All right. So Destina is going to be on Idle Cheer. And then we're going to be running a release imprint. LRK is going to be on Holy Sacrifice, which I'll just throw on right now. And the reason, obviously, like I mentioned, the first attack is because if the Yuffie does pop, we do have the Holy Sac as kind of like insurance, right? Now, Benimaru is going to have to go on Tashi, so get the attack buff, the pen, speed, bulk, all that stuff, right? Idea basically is, again, we just go for the Yuffie, kill her ASAP, and then the fight is pretty secure with Nako just giving his perma CR into the Benimaru from the Idle Cheer. For the second round, this is really scary because if you try to tank it down, it's really hard because like a high damage Kron with Shu doing all that shit damage, it's basically impossible to tank, right? It's really, really hard. You can't also counter Roka because guess what? If the Airwell doesn't have barrier from the specialty change tree, you're also fucked. So tanking down just doesn't really seem like a fun option, right? Now, if you go Knockwall, Knockwall usually is paired with something like a Jacko, and then if the MLK on cuts is outspeeds you, you're all kind of in the same situation where you're playing 2v3. So we're going to opt to go for a Ran Cleave. Now, I am going to be going with... well, I'm not going to go with this Ran, actually. We're going to go with a different Ran. So we're going to go with the 315 Ran, which I probably should have geared in advance. My apologies. But we're going to go with the 315 Ran just so that we don't get outsped by the MLK Ran. Now, we do have a Symbol of Unity on our Ran because we want to make sure that in case it is a dodge artifact, we hit, right? We don't want to accidentally miss, and then he just has all the buffs, right? And then we're going to be running a cranked out Ida. Now, this Ida is 4.1k, 293 speed torrent. Like, she's going to receive 40% push, so she's going to cut, like, way more than enough, right? She's going to hurt like crazy, right? Now, Elena is going to be an Unseen Observer because we obviously need to generate the souls, Destro Pen, and I'm actually going to go Release Imprint because we really need to give as much extra damage to our Ida as possible. And yeah, we're just going to Soul Burn S2, S3, and then just rip the Ida and hope it kills. And yeah, I guess I'll just say Atro, I miss you. So hopefully we'll come in with a win, so let's go Redhead. Oh yeah, and so it's 13.1k Knockwall.
Is to meet your demise.
Okay, DDR is going second. I don't think we got reset on Benimaru, but let me double check. Let's see. The grab CR bar, we didn't get reset. S3, S3. Okay, so we just go Yuffie in here and just basically run it. Hopefully we'll land a Death Break because then we can just straight up take her out of the game, counter set, or not counter set, counter from the passive. But this should die since it's Death Broken. Yes. Okay, so it's Holy Sac Yuffie. 21.8k DDR. Wow. Okay. Which means it's probably not high ER or high effectiveness then because it actually has pretty high HP. This should wake up our LRK, which is perfect. She loses barrier off Holy Sac. We dump S3, and then should be 2 for 1, I think. Let's see. Is it 2 for 1? Not quite. So in this instance, we just push the Maru, and then we just go for kill. Oh, it's Soul Consolation. Oh, okay. Interesting.
I'll do what I can.
Excuse me. And then we S1 kill. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Now the next one.
How should we do this?
It's a fast shoe. Alright, fuck the bullshit. Soulburn S3.
Alright, whether you win or lose.
Give me more souls. Show me. This is like over 12k MCD Ida on torrent set, so this should. A Durandal. Oh shit. Okay. Durandal shoe. Interesting. Alright, let's see how much damage this does. Let's see.
Curse me. Someone.
Evasion, K-Ron. Uh-oh.
May your
Okay, surely mine just hits, right?
filled with bitter cold.
Nice. Wow, these guys are tanky as fuck. Alright, well, Aliena should kill since we're Destro Torrent. If we hit. Yeah, they're dead. Oh, not quite. Alright, beautiful. Nice and clean.
It's only natural. But still.
Alright, those are going to be the 3 attacks for today then. Alright, so that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It was definitely a bit tricky to, I guess, organize some of these attacks because we basically had a lot of ints early on, and that meant we were left with basically no room to get a draw, essentially. So that's why you can see in this video there's a lot of yapping, but you know, I wouldn't really necessarily call it yapping, but you know, it's basically just me rambling about all the different scenarios, because when you're trying hard to win, you got to make sure we cover all bases, and so that's kind of what you guys saw in the previous clips. But as always, please like the video, comment, and yeah, we got an exciting war tomorrow. Hopefully it's against Palladia. If not, then we'll still have another video coming up. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. So thanks for watching. Bye.